Hello everyone. So we will take up the home assignments first. So this was one of the home assignments. Now already we have discussed this question in the class. But suppose if you get a question like this, I have discussed with you a quantity known as gyrometric ratio, which says magnetic moment by angular momentum is q by 2m. Therefore I can say magnetic moment is q in by 2m into angular momentum. Angular momentum m, then hence the required answer is option 2. So the next question that we see here, a rectangular coil of length 2.1 width is given, current okay. The work done in rotating by 180 degrees, but nothing is given about the initial position, correct? Whenever this is the case, my advice would be consider the initial position was stable equilibrium. So theta is 0 degree initially. Finally, theta will be 180 degrees. Finally, theta will be 180 degrees. So U initial will be, U final will be right. Work done will be now B is equal to 0.85 Tesla. M is equal to NIA. Number of turns is 250. Current is 85 microamperes. Area is length into breadth. And everything is in centimeters. So if we convert to SI 10 to the power minus 4. I have M, I have B, I have M. So you can put the value of M and B. You should get this work done as, out of the given options, then the closest one is A. Okay. The next question then is like this. There is a circular coil and you are finding out magnetic dipole moment. So when you are going for magnetic dipole moment, it will be NIA. N is 20, I is 3, area will be pi r square. Because radius was 4 centimeters, so r square is 16 into 10 to the power minus 4. Everything is in SI units. So unit will be ampere meter square. If you put all the values, you will get this as hence the required answer is B. Okay. Hence the required answer is B. The next question then is this one. Okay. Can I say, I can assume this to be made up of a line here and a line here. These are the currents. So I can assume two loops now. One is the above one one is this loop and the lower one is this loop. So there are two loops now. Why there is no effect? Because जितना करंट हम लोग एक तरफ से जाता हुआ मान रहे हैं उतना ही दूसरी तरफ से आता हुआ मान रहे हैं. तो अगर हम इस लूप का मैग्नेटिक मोमेंट लिखें या मैग्नेटिक डाइपोल मोमेंट लिखें तो हम उसको लिख सकते हैं, इस वाले लूप के लिए हम लिख सकते हैं IL², और अगर आप एरिया वेक्टर निकालेंगे तो एरिया वेक्टर विल बी अलोंग पॉजिटिव x. उसी तरह से अगर आप नीचे वाले लूप के लिए कंसिडर करें तो एरिया वेक्टर विल बी अलोंग पॉजिटिव j. सो दिस इज m. You already know b. Torque we know is m cross b. You can easily do cross product for this. Let's take IL² common and let's take b common from there. So IL² B0. I cross I is 0, I cross j is k. J cross I is minus k. Okay. J cross j is 0. This will be the required torque then. Fine. These were the home assignments then. Now we'll discuss about two instruments one by one. The first one is moving coil galvanometer. Now when we talk about moving coil galvanometer, okay, so you will find out this is the coil that I am talking about that has been wrapped, and say it has several turns. So one of the important parameters is number of turns. I is the current flowing, and A is the area of the coil. You can see there are control springs. Say Ks is spring constant of control springs. Okay. If you look at from the top, this is how you will look. This is how it will look. Correct? Now, if the current suppose is flowing like this, so from north side it will appear to be coming out of the plane, and from the south side it will be appearing to be going into the plane. So from north south, out, in. Now if you have a coil having current in such a sense, if you curl your fingers will go into the plane on this side, so thumb will point in this direction. So this is the direction of area vector. You can see field lines on this coil are cutting like this. So this is the direction of field. Angle between them right now is 90. Right? So if area vector is along this direction, M vector will also be along this direction. Correct? Therefore, I can say due to the flow of current and being in a uniform magnetic field, this coil will experience a torque. Due to that torque, this will rotate, and it will rotate M cross B. So M cross B, this will be the sense of rotation. correct? When it rotates, remember there are springs, spring will also rotate, and you remember in SHM we have discussed there will be a torque by these springs in opposite direction. So there will be a point when this torque due to current in a current carrying, so there will be a point when torque on a current carrying coil in a magnetic field will be balanced by the torque of the spring, correct? And by that time this pointer must have deflected by some angle theta, right? So if you remember, this should be written as torsional spring constant. So when needle is in equilibrium, torque of magnetic field must have been balanced by torque of spring. So torque of magnetic field can be written as m into b into sine theta, where theta is the angle between m and b. And torque due to spring, let me call that angle between a and b, sorry, let me call that angle between m and b as phi. Torque due to spring, now we know torsional spring constant अगर ks है और अगर वो निडल थीटा से रोटेट किया है तो जो टॉर्शनल टॉर्क होगा वो होगा ks इंटू थीटा. आई हैव ऑलरेडी प्रूव्ड दैट m और b के बीच का एंगल है 90, so this will become I have told you for n number of turns of a coil, magnetic moment or magnetic dipole moment will be so can I say theta will be equal to, or basically I will be equal to so by looking at the deflection, you know all these values ks, n, a, b. By looking at the deflection theta, you can tell how much current is flowing. And in this way, galvanometer or moving coil galvanometer measures current. And if you know resistance, then I into R will give you potential difference, right? Fine. You can note this down. There are two terms: current sensitivity so sensitivity means change in output by change in input. So when you say current sensitivity, can I say when we pass current through the coil, we get some deflection. So for us, theta is the output and current is the input. So d theta by di, correct? You have already got this. Differentiate both sides. This term is a constant, so remain as it is. From here, d theta by di is, so you can write this is correct. Also note that this term here is known as galvanometer constant. So galvanometer constant then is Ks by NAB. Okay. Voltage sensitivity. Can I write V will be IR? Instead of I can write this. I have replaced the value of I. Voltage sensitivity again will be d theta by dV. Now again, if you do d theta by dV, this being a constant, if you differentiate, you will simply get so current sensitivity, voltage sensitivity. Questions can be asked directly on this formula. Remember, R is nothing but resistance of the coil. Okay. I want all of you to pay attention to one more thing. You can copy this down also, but I want you to pay attention to one more thing. Suppose the coil turned to this position, okay, to the green one. Then also what happened? Current would have been coming out of the plane here into the plane here. So this would have been the area vector. Again, fields that are interacting with the current carrying will be these fields. So this is the direction of field. A is in this direction, so M also in this direction. Again, the angle between M and B would have remained 90, right? So that is the benefit of this kind of field that we have produced here, and that kind of field is known as radial field. Due to this radial field, angle between M and B always remains 90. Please be careful about it. Okay? And the angle at which this pointer rotates before coming to equilibrium, due to that rotation, there will be a torsional torque that will be produced by the springs that are going to oppose the torque created by the magnetic field on the current carrying loop. Okay? So this is the working of the moving coil galvanometer. Basically, you can expect formula based questions, but still we should be clear with the working now. The next device that we are going to discuss is a cyclotron. If we consider a cyclotron, these are two hollow metallic Ds, and we apply a changing high frequency accelerating voltage here. So one time it will be plus minus, and then second cycle this will be plus, this will be minus, so it is oscillating. Okay. Now if it is oscillating, right, they are metallic Ds, right? So basically they are hollow in which charges can move. Now since they are made up of metals, inside them electric field is zero, but between the gap of the two there will be some electric field. Now suppose when this is positive, this is negative, so field will be like this, and when this is positive, this is negative, field will be like this, but field will be created. Now what will be the frequency of this voltage? We'll come to know. Please pay attention to this. So, and also we have applied a magnetic field which is perpendicular to this. So magnetic field is applied which is perpendicular to this surface, uniform magnetic field. Okay. Now suppose I put a charge here say it's a positive charge. Since it is talking about source of protons, say it's a positive charge. This is plus, this is minus. So can I say when this is plus, this is minus, this proton will be accelerated to this direction, right? When it is accelerated to this direction, okay, initially just as it enters, it will have a very small speed. Now जैसे वो D के अंदर चला जाएगा, कोई इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड तो नहीं है, लेकिन उसके पास वेलोसिटी है और मैग्नेटिक फील्ड उस वेलोसिटी के परपेंडिकुलर है. आपको पता है पाथ कैसा होगा, सर्कुलर. ये सर्कल कंप्लीट करके यहाँ पहुंचेगा. यहाँ पहुंचने में उसको कितना टाइम लगेगा? कहने से वो एक सेमी सर्कल कंप्लीट करेगा. तो सेमी सर्कल अगर कंप्लीट करेगा तो टोटल सर्कल का टाइम पीरियड होता है 2πm/bq. रिमेंबर दिस वाज द फॉर्मूला वी हैड डेराइव्ड. तो सेमी सर्कल कंप्लीट करने में जो टाइम लगा होगा वो होगा πm/bq. हम चाहते हैं कि जैसे ही इतना टाइम पार हो जाए, ये फ्रीक्वेंसी वाला जो एक्सेलरेटिंग वोल्टेज है, ठीक है, वो अपना पोलैरिटी चेंज कर ले. तो अब ये प्लस हो जाएगा, ये माइनस हो जाएगा. ये पार्टिकल यहाँ आके खड़ा है, सोचो, ये प्लस हो गया, ये माइनस हो गया. अब ये इधर एक्सेलरेट होगा, थोड़ा और स्पीड बढ़ेगा. जैसे डी के अंदर जाएगा, फिर से डी मेटालिक है तो मेटालिक कंडक्टर के अंदर फील्ड क्या रहेगा, जीरो, स्टैटिक कंडीशन में. और अगर फील्ड जीरो है तो वो सिर्फ मैग्नेटिक फील्ड के कारण क्या करेगा, एक्सेलरेट करेगा. मैग्नेटिक फील्ड के कारण एक्सेलरेट करेगा तो v अभी भी इस डायरेक्शन में है और b उसके परपेंडिकुलर है. फिर से सर्कुलर पाथ होगा, लेकिन इस बार रेडियस थोड़ा बड़ा होगा, लेकिन टाइम पीरियड अभी भी 2πm/bq है. तो टाइम टेकन टू कंप्लीट हाफ सर्कल अभी भी πm/bq रहेगा. जैसे ही ये यहाँ पहुंचेगा, फिर से ये पोलैरिटी चेंज करेगा, फिर से एक्सेलरेट करेगा इसको, रेडियस फिर बढ़ेगा. हर समय ऐसा बढ़ते बढ़ते क्या होता जाएगा, एक टाइम ऐसा आएगा जब वो ये रेडियस अचीव करके यहाँ से हाई स्पीड में बाहर आ जाएगा. ठीक है, तो साइक्लोट्रॉन इस तरह से वेरी करेगा. सोचो, क्या हम बोल सकते हैं कि जो हाई फ्रीक्वेंसी एक्सेलरेटिंग वोल्टेज है उसका फ्रीक्वेंसी जो है वो होना चाहिए this will become this is also known as frequency of cyclotron. Right? It works on the fact that time period is independent of speed in presence of magnetic field for circular motion. Correct? It produces high energy charged particles. High energy charged particles. Light particles like electrons cannot be accelerated. Very important. Okay. For now, please keep this as a fact. Can be discussed, but reason is not necessary. ठीक है, तो साइक्लोट्रॉन में क्या होगा, दो मेटालिक डीज होता है. मेटालिक डीज के अंदर इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड नहीं होता है और उनके मेटालिक डीज के परपेंडिकुलर फील्ड लगाया हुआ है, मैग्नेटिक फील्ड। तो मेटालिक डीज में जब वो पार्टिकल एंटर करता है तो उसको सिर्फ मैग्नेटिक फील्ड फील होता है, जिसकी वजह से वो हाफ सर्कल कंप्लीट करता है। और हम फ्रीक्वेंसी को इस तरह से सेट किए रहते हैं कि जैसे ही वो एज पे पहुंचता है तो बीच में ये खाली जगह में उसको फील्ड मिलता है, तो वो एक्सेलरेट हो हमेशा। फ्रीक्वेंसी इस तरह से सेट हुआ रहता है, ठीक है। बार बार जब भी वो गैप के पास पहुंचता है, फील्ड हमेशा उसको एक्सेलरेट करता है, फील्ड हमेशा उसको एक्सेलरेट करता है, और हर बार उसका वेलोसिटी थोड़ा सा बढ़ जाता है, हर बार उसका वेलोसिटी थोड़ा सा बढ़ जाता है, ठीक है। प्लीज रिमेंबर दिस, हर बार थोड़ा थोड़ा करके वेलोसिटी क्या होगा, बढ़ता जाएगा। दिस इज हाउ अ साइक्लोट्रॉन वर्क्स, ओके। This then ends our chapter of moving charges and magnetism. Fine? You can note this down. We'll continue our discussion then. Thank you.